Weather News Report, hurricane season is knocking. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are honored to accompany you in today's weather news program. As we approach the final days of August, global weather patterns are showing unusual changes, not only across the United States but also throughout the Caribbean and the Atlantic Ocean. Several extreme events have unfolded in recent days, and, more importantly, they may signal a major turning point as the Atlantic hurricane season gears up for its peak. Globe current conditions, contrasting regions. Over the past week, weather conditions in the U.S. have been marked by sharp contrasts. In the southwest, the monsoon has continued to pull tropical moisture inland, delivering heavy showers and thunderstorms across Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. These rains are both a blessing and a threat, while they bring much-needed relief to drought-stricken lands. They also raise the risk of flash floods and landslides in mountainous areas. Meanwhile, the West Coast, especially California, remains trapped in scorching heat. High temperatures combined with low humidity have kept wildfire risks elevated. In contrast, the Midwest and Great Lakes region have been experiencing an early taste of autumn chill. Nighttime temperatures in many northern states dipped to 34 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 to 5 degrees Celsius, with brisk Canadian winds making it feel even colder. This fragmented weather picture highlights how dramatically conditions can vary across the country. Searing heat in one region, torrential rains in another, and chilly nights further north. And in the coming days, further changes are expected. Tornado extreme weather events. One of the week's most striking events occurred in Phoenix, Arizona, where a massive haboob dust storm swept through the city. Within minutes, a towering wall of dust hundreds of meters high engulfed the skyline, reducing visibility to near zero. Air traffic was disrupted, vehicles stalled on highways, and residents scrambled for shelter. Locals described it as if the entire city was swallowed by sand. Meanwhile, Southern California was struck by severe flash flooding. Muddy torrents cascaded down from the mountains, turning roads into rivers, sweeping away cars and debris. Dozens of homes suffered heavy damage, and emergency crews worked around the clock to evacuate stranded residents. These events are reminders of how quickly nature can shift from drought to deluge. Weather networks also reported hundreds of cases of damaging winds, downed trees, and widespread power outages. Experts stressed that such extremes are no longer isolated anomalies but part of a broader trend tied to global climate change, which is making weather increasingly erratic and severe. Snowflake sharp temperature swings. If deserts in Arizona still sweltered above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius, by day, the Great Lakes and Northeast struggled to reach only 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 18 degrees Celsius. At night, temperatures dropped to near freezing, 32 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, and gusty winds made it feel even colder. Such extremes pose health risks. Vulnerable groups such as the elderly and children are especially prone to respiratory issues, colds, and temperature shock. Local authorities advised residents to dress appropriately, limit outdoor exposure during abrupt shifts, and closely monitor forecasts. Umbrella with rain drops heavy rain, a double-edged sword. In the coming days, a stalled frontal boundary will stretch from the central U.S. down to the southeast, acting as a trigger for repeated rounds of storms. Florida and the Bahamas are expected to receive torrential rainfall, potentially several inches within days. This could bring both drought relief and significant urban flooding. Further west, states such as New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma face heightened risks of flash floods. Steep terrain and loose soils mean that even a single downpour could unleash destructive landslides. Authorities are preparing contingency evacuation plans for low-lying communities. Cyclone Atlantic hurricane season outlook. At present, the tropical upper tropospheric trough, TUT, is suppressing storm activity across the Caribbean, creating a temporary lull, but meteorologists caution that once this system weakens in early September, conditions will shift dramatically. Tropical waves emerging off the coast of West Africa, the main development region, MDR, are poised to take advantage of warm ocean waters and reduced wind shear. These could quickly organize into tropical storms or hurricanes. Long-range models already suggest potential activity stretching from the Gulf of Mexico to the eastern Atlantic, with the Caribbean becoming increasingly neutral and vulnerable. In short, while the Atlantic seems quiet now, the stage is being set for a ramp-up in storm formation right at the seasonal peak. Fallen leaf: a shift toward autumn. Cold air masses from Canada continue spilling southward, bringing early autumn-like weather to northern and central states. Across the Midwest and Great Lakes, residents are already pulling out jackets as crisp mornings arrive weeks ahead of schedule. In Canada, Toronto recorded a notably hot summer with 17 days above 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. As September approaches, forecasts point to occasional hot days but an overall trend toward cooler, milder weather. Strong northwesterly winds over the Great Lakes may also spark waterspouts, tornado-like vortices over water, posing hazards to small boats. Calendar 10-day forecast. Looking ahead, the monsoon-driven rains and stalled front are likely to persist through Labor Day and into mid-next week, keeping storms active from the west to the southeast. Flood threats will remain high, while the west coast continues to battle dangerous heat. Beyond that, a new atmospheric pattern is expected to emerge, opening the door for tropical development across the Atlantic basin. As ocean heat lingers, this transition could mark the beginning of heightened hurricane activity through September. Folded hands. Closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living through a transitional period when summer heat, autumn chill, torrential rains, and looming storms all collide. The key is preparedness. Stay updated through reliable forecasts. Take warnings seriously, and safeguard your families and communities. We wish you safety and peace of mind as the season changes. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to bringing you the next update in our weather news series.